Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. We talk everything animation here, including Steven Universe, which we'll be getting into right now. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I am joined by Alex Bonilla.
Hola.
Hayley Nabuurs.
Hello.
And Steve Zec.
Hello.
Today, Alex, Hayley, Steve and I are wrapping up our Steven Universe November 10th Steven Bomb coverage, discussing the last two episodes of The Bomb, Sadie Killer and Kevin Party. This is our fourth November 10th Steven Bomb podcast on these six episodes that dropped on the Cartoon Network app and website. Today, you can find our previous podcast at overlyanimated.com or search for Overly Animated Steven Universe and subscribe there on iTunes or YouTube to not miss any future Steven Universe or other animated content. So yeah, this is the fifth and sixth episode. This is where the last one, so make sure you've seen all six episodes before listening to this, and find our previous ones at overlyanimated.com. But yeah, let's get into things here. Overall impressions of Sadie Killer and Kevin Party, Alex.
Sadie Killer was surprisingly good. Like when I first finished watching The Bomb, I said, is Sadie Killer the best episode of this group? After rewatching, I think it ends up being second best. But I just really like the vibe that this episode gives. I really enjoy the song in the middle. I think that's like a top 10 song in the entire show. It's just so good. The cool kids are cool. Steven is a little annoying, but like it doesn't really take away from the episode. And at the end, it feels so freeing in a way. So it's a very, once again, it has nothing to do really with plot. We barely touch on Lars in this episode, but it feels like a Steven Universe episode, I guess. Kevin Party felt weird in a bad way. Like I think the whole trope of giving bad advice leading to relationship drama, like that part's just annoying to me, and comparing it to, say, Star versus the Forces of Evil, I prefer this angst to Starco angst, but I enjoyed
How dare you?
how it ties up together here, and all in all, it's an okay episode, but probably below average compared to the other episodes of this bomb.
Okay, don't bring your Starco hate into this podcast, but
Converse is the better ship.
Oh, that's not even close to true. Converse is great, and also it's a bad ship name. But okay, so Alex is a love Sadie Killer, and Matt on Kevin Party. Hayley, what are your takes on these two?
I think they were both. I think they were both fine episodes. I think what's hurting these episodes is my own expectations going into them. I thought that they were going to be a little more exciting than they were. But putting that aside, if I were to just sit down and watch them and know that they're just not filler episodes, but like a Steven Universe filler episode where it's just kind of character focused and things are happening and it's not a huge big ramifications from it. But looking at it like that, I think they're very pleasant episodes. I think the Sadie Killer thing was funny because her disdain for employment was pretty great, and I could sympathize as well. So that was good. And also seeing her go all evil was interesting. And Kevin Party was cool. I wanted more Connie and Steven time, and I was angry at Kevin for keeping them apart because I thought they were going to get together, and I was expecting something to happen with like just how Connie's looked different and her hair was different and her clothes were different and everything. And I was wondering like, oh, have they been like some weird time thing happened and it's been 2 years for her or something? It was where mine was spinning. And then no, she just got a haircut and all was fine. So I wanted a bit more out of that episode, and I wanted more of them together. So once they were together, then I really liked that part of the episode. But the Kevin stuff was fun, but I feel like it went on a little bit too long, just because he was getting in the way of them. But I think they were fine. They made sense in terms of wrapping up the bomb, since it seems like this bomb was kind of about like Connie and Steven not being together. So it's good they're together now. But yeah, I think they were fine in the end. I was angry or anything, but they were not
Wow.
my favorites. But
What a ringing endorsement. I wasn't angry at the end.
yeah, no.
I mean, for a Kevin episode, that is high
It's
praise.
very true. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
think
they were pretty they were good.
Okay, they're good. I think you're wrong, Hayley. Kevin brought them together. He wasn't keeping them apart. He specifically brought them together. Like, they wouldn't have,
He brought them together physically, but he kept them apart emotionally.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
for like
fair.
a good 7 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, it was a
Like,
long time.
stop, Kevin, stop.
Okay. Okay. Steve, thoughts on these two?
Oh, well, I'd really like Sadie Killer a lot. I always like Sadie episodes. Sadie's one of my favorite characters, and I love that song. I'm very glad to see more development with Sadie and the cool kids developing a friendship, a relationship, and she's part of that crew right now. And though I do one frustrating part of the episode, though, just like the previous one, no mention of the Steve and Connie plot. I thought that should still be like something that should be mentioned. I like to compare this to, say, the Sardonyx arc. How that even in episode that doesn't in that arc that did not directly deal with Pearl and Garnet, it was still mentioned. I thought they could have done that, but that's just a little nitpick. But yeah, I love that episode because I love Sadie. I love the cool kids. So you see so they're all my favorite little towny characters. So I get points there, and glad to see, Buck and Jenny, they're still getting along despite the political campaign thing, that the election that kind of had the families
That's true.
Not that I think Buck cared. I think he wanted his dad to lose so he can spend more time with him. But what else? But yeah, I really liked the episode, and the fact that Sadie, she quit job at the Big Donut. I'm thinking maybe an opening, maybe Parrot Out, maybe could get a little job there and find and live at the Big Donut.
Yeah.
I can hear the fan fiction writers gearing up right now.
Someone else suggested maybe former Mayor Dewey, maybe.
Yeah. Either Mayor Dewey or Parrot Out are the leading candidates for.
Oh, together, though. They need 2 spots, though. Laura.
Oh, yeah, I guess Sadie quit. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, and as for Kevin's party, when I first heard about the episode, I thought it was going to be more of Kevin trying to redeem himself. Remember what I posted?
Hashtag Kevin Demption? Wow.
Remember I posted to him on the Discord a clip of, the old Return of Jedi, it's a trap, trope meme. That's what I thought, but anyway, when I realized this was the Stephen Connie little arc, I knew this was probably going to be the conclusion to it, and probably do something with Stefani. And to my surprise, Stefani did not appear in the episode. Though Mikuchi did and kicked Kevin's butt, but I think Kevin actually he's best in this episode. The best Kevin episode of the series so far. He's the less jerky, the less doofusy. But so I have to question one thing though. Seeing all those people at the party, is Kevin even? What town is Kevin from? Because I don't think he's from Beach City. I saw none of the Beach City teens there. Nobody.
Yeah.
I think he's from another town. I think when they had that little party before, that dance party, when he introduced, he just wandered off from another town, and I think he's from a neighboring town. That's my opinion on him. But I'm glad to see Steven and Connie maybe work things out, and I'm glad though they had to talk it out. And Steven had the right idea. It comes clean with his emotions. He should not listen to Kevin's lame advice.
Lame advice.
Yeah, and I realized Connie took custody of Lion. She took custody of him. And and Connie's new hairdo, I like it. I'm not sure I like it better than Hode's hairstyle, but it was something new. I'd give it that. But personally, I like Sadie's party a little better, but Sadie Killer a little bit better than Kevin's party. But they're both okay.
Okay, both okay episodes from Steve. A lot of hot takes there in the intro. Steve coming out hot, but yeah. So I've been saving my hottest take for this last podcast. So are we ready for the ultimate hot take for the Steven bomb?
Do it.
We're gonna start off strong. Kevin Party is the best episode of the bomb, and I love it. By far my favorite episode of The Bomb. Like, it's really not even close. Like, I actively enjoyed Kevin Party a lot, and all the other episodes underwhelmed me. So, the Kevin Party's the big winner here for me. I just love all of it. Like, every single minute of this episode worked for me. And Kevin was very sympathetic. He was, great. I loved him and Steven's interactions. Just the tone of the episode felt right. I love, Connie and Steven's talk, and, how Kevin was was related to what was happening, and just all the dialogue in the episode, and the music, the party music was incredible. Kevin Party it's just the first episode of Steven Universe since, Wanted. I mean, it's only been 6, but it really worked. And, it's a bit shocking considering it's the underwhelming, finale to the underwhelming plot bomb. But, yeah, I just really like this one a lot. And Sadie Killer is also pretty good. I think it's probably like the fourth. It's the fourth best episode of The Bomb. I think the song's good. I don't really care about the cool kids that much. I think it's a big weakness of the episode. But the episode is a good tone and a good song. But it certainly pales in comparison to the behemoth episode that is Kevin Party. We're all in agreement on that, right?
Huh?
What?
Well, I do want to say that that's not actually that hot of a take, because I've actually been seeing people support Kevin Party as a really good episode, and I can see it in a way, because it does have a bit of a bit more of a sitcom-y style than usual Steven Universe episodes. It's got a lot more focus on the relationship drama, and I know those are like concepts that Steven Universe usually like skirts around. Like Hit the Diamond is probably the only other like really sitcom-y episode I can think of, and we praised that one, right? This one had a similar setup, so if you like that style of humor, where like it feels kind of structured, like you know where it's going, but as long as the jokes are good, you can tolerate it. It's a fine episode, and I can understand people enjoying it, especially given that this bomb, I feel like, in terms of humor, it's been a little weak as well. Like there are some episodes that have good jokes, but it's been hard to find an episode that's been funny all the way through. And I do think Kevin Party is doing its best to put jokes all the way through, up until the Stephen Connie interaction. So honestly, I can see it if you want to go that direction.
Yeah,
this one
serious.
held my attention the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, out of all of the ones in The Bomb, this is the one where I was actually able to be in the episode a bit more than the other ones. I found the other ones are very interesting. Like, I think they were good. I think the whole bomb was it was good. Nothing was really too exciting. But this one was the one where I was actually I actually laughed, which was nice, and was interested and invested in what was going to happen. Stephen and Connie meeting up again. So I think I'd have to agree, Dylan. I think this one, Kevin Party, would be my top out of the bomb.
Didn't you say you like Sadie Killer better though? I don't know.
No. They're both just good.
Oh yeah, you said they're both good. Okay, but
it's chill. Yeah, they're chill. Okay. But I think if I'm thinking about like there were moments in Sadie Killer and all the other episodes this bomb where I was just kind of like, okay, let's keep going, see what's gonna happen. Whereas Kevin Party, I think maybe because it was almost entirely set in the same scene and area.
Yeah.
It flowed a bit better.
Yeah, 9 minutes of the episode are in the same spot. I think the other 5 episodes all feel like they're inconsequential. Steven Universe at its worst, you're watching it and it's like, okay, nothing's happening. The show's just spinning its wheels. And not that I'm saying all those episodes are actually doing that. I think there is some good stuff in them, but they feel like nothing's happening. And Kevin Party feels substantial, even though it's not really substantial. It feels like it has momentum, and that it paces well. And it's working towards a big moment. I just actively enjoy watching Kevin Party a lot more than any of these other episodes.
I will say, just in terms of working to a big moment, I think Raising the Barn has that, where you're leading up to this big Lapis paradox argument. So I don't think in that sense that you're right that this is the most substantial. And even with the point of this is to get Stephen and Connie back together, but in this show that's inevitable. So it's not it's not really a thing that you expect to happen, and that takes away part of the whole excitement over it, at least for me, knowing that that's what the ending is going to be.
I like Kevin Party a lot more than I thought I was going to when I heard this title. it'd be about Kevin because I hate Kevin. But this was like, I really liked the episode, and yeah, I was so pumped in the moment of seeing Steven and Connie, the moment when they're going to finally reunite. So I have no objection if you want to say the best episode of the bomb. You know what? It might be. It's too early for me to rank them. I just saw these episodes. They are all the episodes here in the bomb. Like they're all right. You know, it's. I think we all have to be in agreement though. This is probably the weakest bomb of the series. Probably.
Yeah,
I think
it's hard to remember all of them.
The one in early season 2, it was the maybe the Sardonyx bomb. Not crazy about that one. But yeah.
There's so many.
It's one of the weaker ones.
Yeah. But in thinking Kevin's party, Kevin giving Steven all this bad advice. It's kind of cliche. Alex, you would know, like OKKO did something similar. The whole "let's have second date" episode. Though that was
like that episode was much funnier, so I know.
But that's a more obvious joke. But you know, like, why is Steven getting advice from Kevin? What does he know? Steven he had the right idea, and Kevin, just being a teenager, not knowing any better, just screwing it up, just like Ronaldo in Full Disclosure.
Yeah, and yeah, so I think yes, it's kind of tropey with the giving advice. I don't even care about that though. I think Alex is right in that Raising the Barn also has a substantial climax, and I do think that is the second most successful episode of the bomb for me. So you know, I'm not gonna insult that one, but for me, like I really felt the tension leading up to the end of this episode throughout the entire episode of Kevin Party, and I didn't take it for granted that Steven and Connie would make up. Obviously, they're going to, but the bomb had been so focused on the Steven's feelings and the weight of the breakup between the two of them that I was, you know, I very much felt this buildup, and you know, you see Connie there, and she looks different, and like they don't talk right away, and it's one of the best examples of this. The best entries into this trope, I feel like, that I've seen. Like, just this episode just feels very familiar. Like, it feels sitcom-y, sure, but I feel the weight. I felt the build up the entire way. I think that's probably the difference between this and Raising the Barn is, it wasn't. I think the whole way through it's better than the climax, but I do agree that episode's also mostly successful. But yeah, it just, you know, it was tense. It built up, and I do think this served well as the climax to this Stephen Connie drama that had been recurring through the bomb somehow, despite them having the idea to make the Kevin episode the big climax here. Mm-hmm. I think it worked. I don't know. I guess it's not that hot of a take, right? Because none of these episodes are superb. So like calling one the best yeah.
Yeah, like the weird part is I think besides Dewey Wins, I think you can make an argument for any episode of this bomb to be the best. It just depends on what you're looking for, honestly.
You know, I'm thinking maybe the whole Paradot Lapis thing maybe should have been left out of this bomb so the focus could completely be on Steven and Connie.
I needed the breaks. I needed the breaks.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like people may not remember exactly the Steven and Connie arc here. I'm not saying they should have. I'm just saying maybe if you want to consider that, if you want it to be more memorable of what the plot was about, because Lapis leaving the barn, that's definitely a big event that people are going to remember.
Yeah, I think they buried that a little bit. That's the biggest plot event of this 6 episodes, and it was, you know, in the second episode and not really dealt with again. But just Paradot's feelings were. I like the decision to table the Stephen Connie drama for an episode or two because I think it gave weight to the time, the time distance between them. Like Kevin Party's a few weeks after Dewey Wins, and I really felt that because I'd seen Stephen do other things and interact with other gems, and Connie hadn't been in his life for a while. And then, you know, she's there again. She has a haircut. By the way, Connie's haircut's incredible, and it's her best look. Just want to get that out there. It's a great look. Yeah. She's by far this should be her new look. It was great.
I can't wait to see Stefani now with that new look.
Wait. So does the haircut affect the Fusion's haircut?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Stefani's hair was Connie's hair, but bigger. Okay. And now it's shorter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know how the physiology of that works, but
Yeah,
sure.
well, it's all a big question. I have a weird thing that kind of tripped me up in Kevin Party, where I don't really buy, like, I love Connie, but I don't buy her rationale for not talking to Steven, because it seems like it's been like 3 or 4 weeks maybe, and she had Lion the whole time. Like, he wasn't that busy the whole time. She could have just whirled over and been like, hey, I gotta talk to you in person. So I thought that was kind of like, I don't know, they had a loose end and they explained it away that way, because I feel like she didn't have a very good excuse of not talking to him if she had Lion with her the whole time. I don't know. Did you guys think that was weird? I thought that was weird.
It's weird if you think about it a little bit, and I think the weirder part, the weirder part here is Lion. Like, what is his purpose?
Yeah,
here?
what is he doing?
Because like at the beginning of the episode, like, first of all, we haven't mentioned Lion for the past like 4 episodes. In the beginning of this episode is when Steven is finally putting up posters that Lion is missing. And
yeah, a lot of stuff to do.
Sure. But and then at the end, like, Lion is accompanying Connie, and that's how they ride away. But then, like, what if Lion is there as a transportation device? Why don't you use him? Just all in all, like, the way that the show is using Lion is just so weird. Like, I feel like he should be used either more often or just disappear, because otherwise, like, he just applies as too many holes in plots.
Yeah, that's why I thought that there was more to why they were so quiet for a while, because it seemed like people were concerned that Connie wasn't talking to him, and it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. They had a fight. But then I was like, oh, but Lion's been gone this whole time, so maybe there's more. Maybe they're trapped somewhere. And then she looked different, and then it was just like, oh, okay, never mind. They just doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely liked Kevin Party. But there's just points in it that I think more so are relating to the whole bomb that kind of bugged me.
Yeah, so
I think,
Steve.
Yeah, I think it's Lion just sided with Connie in this fight. You saw his face he made when
he's very fickle.
Yeah, he was very mad at Steven, so he needs some space too.
But see, if he sided with Connie, if Connie wants to go, Lion would have taken her. But Connie never decided to take Lion.
Yeah, so the plot thread of Lion in this bomb doesn't make any sense. And
no.
Why does it take Steven until now to put up posters if he doesn't know that Lion's with Connie? It just wasn't well integrated. So that accounts for a lot of what we're talking about here. And why I think even if Connie has Lion, she couldn't have teleported to their vacation house because they didn't necessarily know where they were.
Well, he was at home. They were gone at the vacation house for a week.
Right. So I think what she was saying, like, I didn't want to talk to you at first, and then I decided I'll talk to you in person, and by that time you're already on the vacation. But the part that doesn't add up for me is after that, when they got back, there's still a little bit of time period when she could have came again. But maybe she just didn't feel like actively pursuing it because she was still mad. I don't think it's that big of a deal to me. The show does attempt to explain it, but I think it's because the logic thread throughout the entire bomb doesn't super work that...
And just to contribute to the sitcom, I feel like when Connie was explaining all that, I was like, oh, is this like the comedy of misunderstandings that is in every rom-com? I was like, oh, this is why things didn't work, because this happened and this happened and this happened.
Right, yeah. It's not like that part was spectacular. It's like, oh, you were on vacation. Oh, that's why I didn't see Connie. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. At least I appreciate the attempt to explain the large absence, because
that's good.
Yeah, because it was just mostly just there for plot, but or for her character, rather
than just her saying like, "Oh, I didn't want to talk," like, because that would be like, "Oh, okay,
yeah,
that's not very satisfying."
Yeah, but at the end, Steven and Connie reunited, and so Connie ultimately did want to talk in person. Connie says, "I'm angry. I miss you. I feel like I'm out of my mind." But then Steven just genuinely apologizes, and they hug and they head out on Lion.
Oh.
Adorable.
Yeah. There's the Steven we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of his party gear though? It's awfully retro, like from the 50s or.
Quite a look.
It just looked like Nantucket bro. Like,
you got Kevin's scarf. It was great. But then Kevin wants them to turn into Stevani, and they're like, nah, and then they head out. So, Kevin episode, no Stevani. It was shocking. But, I think it was a good subversion for a specific purpose.
Yeah. Also, thank goodness, too, because the way they framed it is like Kevin being, children, go, do it. Like, it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think they were ready to reveal the new Stefani hairdo. They wanted Connie
that's
hairdo
the
to
reason,
have
yeah.
spotlight.
Oh, we need the reveal for the season finale.
That's our most anticipated plotline heading into the next batch of episodes, right? Is the new Stefani hairdo.
Yeah.
But they make up. And Alex, how do you think this functions as a climax to this Steve and Connie fight arc that we've been getting this whole bomb?
It's fine. Like, if you put Dewey wins one episode and this episode, like, it was just like one episode in between, like, I'd see that, okay, that's a nice short arc, and I buy it. Like, I guess that the whole, like, extending this for this to be the thread of the entire thing, that's what kind of diminishes it for me a little. But on its own, it's an okay ending, especially given that the show has taught us so far that Steven and Connie are just meant to be for whatever reason. If they had the guts to say it's for Connie to say no, or like wanted to go do her own thing, I'd love this episode a lot more, because then the time difference would have actually meant something. But in the end, it means not really much of anything, so it's okay.
I think like what I said before, the time difference serves to create tension for this episode and just the weight of their separation.
But I'd have liked the tension to pay it off in something more than just status quo, I guess.
Right. But it, ultimately this just doesn't really work as a framing device for the bomb, because it's just such a inconsequential, like, back to status quo type thing. So, like, for me, it really works in this episode, but it, as a cross bomb plot, it's mediocre is what I would say.
Yeah.
We had a lot of status quo within the arc, like Sadie quitting her job, Lapis leaving, Paradox
breaking the status quo. You mean?
Yeah, and Paradox moving back in the bathroom to allow, like, status quo was changed throughout the bomb, but the main plot of the arc was more like getting back to status quo.
Right. Yeah, it is weird that the big event, I think Lapis leaving by far the biggest event, and also Sadie quitting and Peridot moving back in, none of those seem to matter as much to these episodes as the Steve and Connie drama, and that's not really fulfilling from an overall plot perspective.
No, I forgot about it. As, like, when we were going into Kevin Party, I was like, oh yeah, they're fighting. I forgot about that as a plot point, because we had so many other episodes that were completely focused on other things. And aside from the vacation one, and I guess the first one as well, Steven didn't seem too upset, you know? Like, when he was in Sadie Killer and stuff, he was just, like, with his buds and everything, and it wasn't like maybe if they had asked him, like, oh, hey, where's Connie? And then we at least get a name drop about that would have been interesting, but I think more could have been done to.
Well, how about Steven try to write a song in that episode, maybe like a love song, and thinks of Connie, and he breaks down crying.
That would do it.
You had that half song at the beginning of Raising the Barn, like, I wish I could tell, and nothing ever came of that.
No.
They'll probably get that song one day. I'm sure they would not just tease that song and not.
No, they would. They would. Yeah.
Yeah, they would.
they would. They just like writing partial songs. I think that's definitely true. But
I mean, Gemcation was an entire tease episode.
Yeah, it was.
Of course, they love teasing.
Yeah. So I think it worked. You know, not. It's a fine plot. It's whatever. You know, it's just not a good plot to begin with. I don't think it's the climax's fault that it does this. But yeah, they're happy again, and Connie's a new look, and they're stronger than ever, and Steve and Connie forever, right?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay. Next big topic from Kevin Party, of course, is Kevin himself. So, Steve, you mentioned #KevinDemption. Did we get that this episode?
I don't know. We probably get the closest to a Kevin Dempson if we're ever going to get with this character. At least the part, though, maybe we get a little hint of where he's coming from when Stephen Connie said, maybe a girl probably broke his heart in the past.
Yeah, we learn about Sabina, who, you mentioned Sabina and then goes red, and then Connie, and then Steven's like, I think he had his heart broken, and Connie's like, yeah, he would. Like, harsh, wow.
Speaking the truth.
Yeah.
That line that was really mean. It only works because Kevin's so terrible. Like, that's
and Connie's so sweet, and we love her.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting thing. I was just doing a little bit of internet searching, and Reddit I found always a good place. There's like the theory that Sabina is Mystery Girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pikachu.
we've been talking
Yeah.
about this on the Overly Animated Discord. Alex, you're
Yeah.
buying it.
If it's a character that we've seen before, that's the leading consensus. Of course, they can just invent a character, as they did in this episode. There's just a bunch of new background characters. Shout out to Derek. But yeah, if it's a character we've seen before, like that's the only S name we know. I think
Exactly.
besides Sadie.
Yeah, Derek off-screen background character, also voiced by Kevin's VA. Pretty funny. It's no, Sabina's not Mystery Girl. Come on, this is Sabina.
Hey, why not?
It's a throwaway line. Like it's not I don't think this is good. We're going to be brought up again.
I think
It could be.
I think Mystery Girl is too old for Kevin anyway.
Right.
They were at the same party though.
In theory, Kevin is a teen, as he says in this episode. It keeps saying teen party, and Mystery Girl is like probably not a teen. So yeah, I guess I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he tried to get with her and she rejected him, and that's what it was. It was because it doesn't mean if he's a
That's
teenager
true.
he can't try.
Yeah, that's true. They
very
weren't
true.
necessarily together. He could have just had his heart broken. I do like Sabina as a name for Mystery Girl, though. So
Yeah.
it has to be a mysterious name, a non-conventional S name. So we'll draft some new ones for
So
that.
you think though, Mystery Girl, if she ever talks, that would be Rebecca Sugar's character?
No. We
That'd
need
be
to save her for
insane.
someone. As much as I like Mystery Girl, we would need to save Sugar for someone important, I think.
By the way,
Or someone who sings.
For the record, Mystery Girl is not a character I don't think they intended to be a 2-episode. Like, at this point, because she's so popular, but that was a one-off episode. Like, this is not... I don't know why we're all taking it for granted that Mystery Girl's coming back. This is not... It was a one-off. Come on.
I know.
Anyway. Kevin in past episodes, I think, has just been completely uninteresting to me, and Kevin episodes haven't been good, and, I'm not a big fan of Beach City Drift, and I didn't think he's, whatever. But I thought Kevin here was actually really sympathetic. I mean, not like really sympathetic, but I loved his dynamic with Steven, and I just thought it worked with the tone of the episode really well. Kevin, MVP of the bomb. Alex predicted that would be my hot take. I'm gonna put it out there.
Oh, so you are going with that take. See, that's a hotter take.
Right.
Than whatever you said
what do
in
you
the
think of that
beginning.
take? Who else would be the MVP of the bomb? Kevin.
Well, he got Steve and Connie back together.
Right. He's the one who resolved the plot. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess we gotta say that he's the MVP, even though we may not like him.
In terms of great lines, he wins too. Like he had some killer lines. Like I lost it when he was like, what was he? When he was like, oh, but I need the old people to whisper my name as they die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, geez, Kevin. And all that stuff about like, oh, Connie's good. She's got a dog now.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, that was a great Kevin line. He said, life's good. She's got a dog now.
You
Yeah.
can't tell a dog a line.
No, he
He's
can't.
a member of a cat family. I thought he might say she got a cat now, but a dog just makes him look more stupid.
Yeah, and he also said, did you guys break up? Can 7-year-olds even do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Steven's response: I'm 14.
Kevin's closer in terms of appearance, I would say, but yeah, you're living. Make her want that life with you. That was a good line too from Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also the bit at the beginning when they had that when he like pulled up in the car and trying to get his number, I feel like that scene could have gone just like boring and like, oh, okay, let's move on. But I think that was actually legitimately funny.
Yeah. He said I thought your name was Clarence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another good Kevin line.
You think though, no, maybe if Steve and Connie get married, have a good life together, they're going to think back of Kevin saying, "Oh, thanks to Kevin, good old Kevin."
Right. They have to invite Kevin to the wedding, right? He got them back together.
Yeah. I think they won't remember that, but he will, and he'll just be telling everyone at the wedding.
He's definitely the one who's going to crash the wedding. Uninvited.
I mean, like in Back to the Future, Marty's parents give Biff all the credit for getting them together. So
I'm telling you, Kevin is the number one Converse shipper. Like it's how it works.
No, he's the number one Stevani supporter.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. I like that we've gone full circle with
Sure.
Kevin, and he's like, Stevani's way cooler than me, and that's why we need Stevani at the party. Yeah, it's good to compare that to the earlier Kevin episodes.
Is he getting closer to being on Chloe's level, Dylan?
I did really like Kevin in this episode, but come on, not Chloe from Miraculous Ladybug level, but Kevin has the potential to be a great mean girl, except not a girl character. Like there's potential here.
Like Gawain, right?
Right, yeah. Did you enjoy Kevin, Steve?
Yeah, I enjoyed him the most in this episode
more
compared
than
to
others,
the other two.
Alex,
I like the fact that he's more funnier this episode than he just mean in the other episodes. Especially the first episode he was in. He really barely had a personality in that episode.
Yeah, right. He's and it should be noted he's trying to help Steven here. Like it's for his own gain, but he is like most of this episode he's giving him advice. So
he's not trying to sabotage him.
Yeah.
Well, he's the son. He's the son Marty deserved or should have had.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Well, they're perfect. Like Marty, he could do nice things too, but for his own gain.
That's fair. Yeah, Hayley, thumbs up on Kevin as much as we can.
Yeah, I think he was a fun character, and he definitely, I think, in this episode, kind of fulfilled his niche and did it really successfully, and is an interesting character that we can bring back now. Because like next time he has a party, he'll be like, "I need that pink portal lion," because his whole crew was like, "Oh no," as the lion was leaving. So it's a new hot thing. Yeah, I liked his choice of neck warmer with his cowl there, and how he's like that line about how it's not cold, and he's like, "It's always cold, always cool when you got your cowl out." But yeah, no, I think he was really fun, and I think that all of his funny lines and interesting character, and not being malicious at all, but just being himself, and this is actual advice that he thinks is going to help Steven.
Yeah,
was really good and helped this episode quite a bit.
Right, he's not malicious. Really I think that's why he comes across a lot better. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Whereas before he was starting to tread the line between being kind of like a funny, sympathetic, mean girl kind of thing, whereas in the past he was more so just mean and annoying. So this is good.
Yeah.
At times, in the past, he's been more like a sociopath than my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Other good Kevin line I'd written down was, "Think, Kevin, how do people treat their friends?" Yeah. After learning that it's not a breakup thing. Yeah.
And that was. Yeah, that was the line I was actually going to highlight, because this episode, I think what it does for Kevin is it adds a bit of insecurity that I think they've been trying to get across in previous appearances, but it just hasn't worked. Like with Beach City Drift, you had, for example, like him making up the fake sister story just to get sympathy, and like that just comes off badly. But here you have him mentioning his breakup offhandedly. You have that thing like, how do people treat friends? He recognizes that Derek isn't his friend, so like it comes off a bit better in like making him not a one-sided villain in this universe than previous episodes. So I think that's what helps him a lot, like just giving him those little details that they just haven't been able to do in previous Kevin appearances.
Yeah, they give him a lot of surrounding character, like his previous love, his quote-unquote friendship with Derek. Yeah, it really humanizes him a lot. Only last thing for this episode I want to highlight is Steven giving his phone number, and it's a 301 area code, which is my area code. Hype for that. Yeah, no, so this is a Maryland area code, and so Delmarva is like their state is Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Beach City is supposed to be based on Rehoboth, Dewey, Mayor Dewey, all these beaches in Delaware, which I think would be a 302 area code. 301 area code is where Rebecca Sugar grew up in. So that's why, I guess that's why they use that. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anyone cares about that, but that was a very all the knowledge on the Maryland, Delaware area codes for this episode.
Did that make you very happy, Dylan?
Yes.
See, the thing is, if Delmarva is one state in this universe, so then that means that they can combine the area codes of Maryland and Delaware in our universe.
Right, so they didn't need to go to 302. They just stopped at 301. Yeah, okay. There you go.
But yeah, I love the gag, too, though, the whole Steven couldn't use that phone. Like,
yeah, what do you have, a BlackBerry? And then he just...
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that joke was straight out like 2010.
It's like Kevin had the new technology, which is a 2010 phone, and Steven still has a flip phone from like no, but Steven have a smartphone now? I feel like he does.
Yes,
he does.
Yeah, so I don't anyway. I guess Kevin's just cool and still uses Blackberries.
He's probably like vintage hipster cool, you know?
I like that.
Blackberry's the cool new thing.
Are Blackberries hipster now?
I have no idea.
I guess so.
Probably.
Yeah, Alex.
I do want to highlight the music in that party was really cool.
Yes,
like
yes.
I'm not usually one for EDM, but like that felt like the background music of like a Mortal Kombat style fighting game. Like it's just like what kind of atmosphere are you building here, Kevin? But it was amazing. I love that track.
For me, the music just made the episode. It completely set the tone, which is the thing that like ties the whole episode together. And I really loved it. Like it just kept going throughout the whole party. It's just one 9-minute scene, and it has the music to tie it all together. It really, really works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I love too that there were like maybe like less than 10 people at this party as well. I thought that was a neat little detail to make it more sympathetic.
The same crowd shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an exclusive party.
Very exclusive.
Only the coolest teens. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the 2 7-year-olds. Okay.
Yeah, and Stephen and Connie.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk Sadie Killer. Highlight got to be the Working Dead song. It's a solid 2-3 minutes or something. Like it's a lot. Alex, you love this song.
I love it, and I just love the entire performance because Sadie's just going all out, like with her delivery of the lines, being very creepy. She gets out her lipstick and just rubs it over her eyes, and the lyrics are pretty good too. Like the one that stood out to me, like I really ought to be in mourning, but I've got another shift this morning. Like,
I know. Like, that hurt.
That part was pretty good. And just is very like Alice Cooper-y, like Ozzy Osbourne-y. Like it was a vibe that I don't usually expect out of Steven Universe, like glam rock, and it's just so fun. And plus the backgrounds were just excellent, like incorporating that horror movie that they were watching into the. I don't know if that was like actually being projected onto the walls or whatever, but like that, it makes it feel like a music video almost. It's just so fun.
Yeah, definitely came across as a music video. Not clear like what's going on in universe with this, but who cares? Yeah,
I'm sure CM will release as a music video online.
Yeah, they should put that up on YouTube, definitely.
Yeah.
Hayley, thoughts on this as a takedown of retail work?
Well, as someone who has worked in retail for about like 5 or 6 years, this hit me in my heart. And I was to start off the episode, I was so angry at Steven when he's like, "Oh, here's all these 5 different ways of payment. Please split it evenly." And I was like, "Steven, no, just pay one way and deal with it yourself." But yeah, I think it was really good. I thought it was interesting too because that's definitely kind of like a topic that does not appeal to like Cartoon Network's normal demographic as well. Like not many of the people who are going to find this show normally, or that it's at least being marketed to most of the time, have worked in retail for a while. So I think that was neat, and I liked it a lot because it was a topic that I could really connect with quite intensely. And I loved Connie's song, and also the way it came about, because in the promo I had listened to the lyrics and was very confused. I was like, what is like leading up to this scene? And I think it was very good. And I'm like all for her little kind of, I guess, speech type of thing where she was telling Steven about how the job hurts, but it also feels good and normal and safe, but it kills at the same time. And I was like, yeah, go Sadie, stand up for yourself. I liked that quite a bit. I liked Sadie in this, and to have her have an empowering episode where she just is like, nah, whatever, I'm leaving. See you later, suckers. So that was good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Well, between this and Star, it's pretty much been take down with retail.
Yeah, they just did a joke on the same exact thing this week, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably, honestly, like the timing is not, they didn't write it according to this, but it's, if you're in retail right now,
yeah,
Christmas
Black Friday is coming up.
Black Friday is coming. You're getting ready. So yeah, it was, the timing was good on this one for me.
You don't have to work in retail though to get it though. Like,
no.
Like the way Steven payment, like, I imagine if I was just a customer behind Steven and I saw him make that type of payment, I would lose my mind. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, let's be honest. Everybody hates that guy, not just the person behind the counter.
No.
Yeah, and then also the napkins, Steven taking all the. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that was funny when she's just like, they just keep going missing. It's like, oh, really? It's like, Steven, come on, man.
Yeah. I think this like really works given that we've seen Sadie in this terrible job for so long on the show. It's like very cathartic to see her feelings on it and see her rebel against it.
And it makes sense too, because like she was saying at the beginning of it when she was mopping the floors, that she always really ended up doing Lars's job anyway, but at least she had someone to talk to about how terrible their job was. Whereas now it's just her and there's nothing keeping her there. So it made sense that this would be the time for her to quit.
Yeah, and Sadie quits. Plot movement. Are we buying this, Alex, as a long-term thing for the show?
Yeah, I think so. Especially considering that we have the Lars plot hole to still that still needs to be resolved. But now Sadie's free, so now there's a chance that like Sadie Lars can still be a thing, and they just go off and do their own thing. Now the Sadie isn't bound to Beach City anymore.
Yeah.
Can Sadie join Lars in at Homeworld? Like, let's do that.
Sure.
It could happen very easily. Lion's back now. Maybe that'll be a plot of an upcoming episode.
And we've seen Sadie be competent outside, like Island Adventure, right? Like ever since then, we're like, I wonder if they'll ever bring Sadie on these missions every once in a while. And then we wanted a B team of Lars, Sadie, and Connie once upon a time. And so like now that we're starting to get inching closer little by little, and this is just another step in like getting the boardies more involved in gem stuff, even as very slowly as we're going on that plot line.
Yeah. Sadie would be a great honorary off-color. That's my take.
Yeah. I can't wait for her to meet them.
Yeah, I wonder what we're doing with this. I'm very interested to see, because this seems like a specific move, making Sadie quit. So, how are we going to integrate her into the upcoming plots? Not that we really know. We still have one like Comic-Con clip to come, but like that. By the way, that we don't need kind of spoilers, but the Lars of the Stars stuff not in this bomb. Kind of surprising.
Okay, so now we can say it. Sadie shall be a pirate. Hooray!
I just hope they don't go to the cliche jealousy thing with Sadie and the off-colors from seeing Lars surrounded out by all these females. Like,
but they don't really treat. Well, I guess Greg, but other than that, we haven't really seen humans like be attracted to them.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying
Mayor do it too.
I'm saying I just want Sadie to be like a little like intimidated or anything like that. And a little like intimidated or jealous by these other girls. Like,
I'd rather not, but I am interested in like, because in this dynamic, Sadie has always been the more competent one. But now that we have Lars being in space for a long time, I would be interested to see like if there's like a dynamic shift where Sadie has to deal with Lars being the more experienced in the field now, and like how they interact. Like that would be something I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to see. We could see. Hopefully, maybe Paradox can sit in on the band one of these days and get her, like, she needs a song too, just to vent too after what happened.
Why have you stuck Paradox on like two different things?
Hey, what's wrong with that? But she has some problems too. Maybe just venting in a song form will help her.
No, that's Sadie's thing. Come on. But yeah, interested to see how.
Although actually, I do want to say like we've made the analogy of the cool kids being like the gems, like Buck is Garnet and Sour Cream is Pearl or whatever. So Sadie is Peridot, right? Like she's the new addition to the cool kids.
Yeah, I guess so. Yep.
Yeah. Be Steven?
Steven, I think them both, yeah. But
Steven is Steven.
Yeah. Okay, so we're interested to see what happens with Sadie. The only other thing I had to highlight from this episode was Sadie says, I'm the only employee at this shop. I can't just leave. So actually confirmed she's the only one working there now because
the place.
Who is the boss here?
That's not like, this isn't a thing that is possible to happen, to have just one employee.
No. Yeah.
I guess in a town of 24, then maybe that makes sense, but...
That's very true. I am totally on board for Peridot taking over the donut shop. I think that'd be hilarious.
And Mayor Dewey now, so...
Yeah. They don't have much to do, so why not?
Yeah. Maybe have some vegetation menus with like
exactly.
Stuff.
I do think this is a possible way for the show to write off the Big Donut. This could be its finale if Sadie's not working there anymore. Lars is gone. We have no reason to show it. Maybe that's what we're doing.
Is the Big Donut a character that we need to write off?
Yeah, I mean it's like the first location of the show, so I think it's the Sadie Killer is the Big Donut finale. I think that's possible.
Yeah. We're moving on.
Maybe big invasion happens, the donut shop be destroyed.
But where will Steven get his croissants now?
We got the pizzas. He's got you got Fryman's. He's got.
Can we not relate
options.
this more to Star? Okay. So.
Yeah,
Alex. Other Sadie Killer stuff you want to talk about?
Okay, I think the jokes when the cool kids are jamming, like those are all really good. Like Buck saying, "Hey, guess who got it set to the #2 music and seafood festival?" Like,
yeah,
what kind of seafood festival gets like rock music? Also, Buck's jamming song is just doo doo, but so I think they watched Rick and Morty because. So that was interesting. I really like the Jenny sour cream collaboration there, where it's just beat, and like Jenny is adding the bass and all. Like I would have wanted an extended version of that track. And just like I don't know, like the music in these two episodes, like back to back. I don't know if it's because they were together, but like it really stood out for me in these two. Whereas in the previous episodes, like there hasn't really been anything like in background music or whatever that's made me pay attention. But these last two music were really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. The music was great in both of these. Hayley, final Sadie Killer thoughts.
I liked it. I think it was nice, and Sadie's great, and I feel good for her, I guess, ending this. I also think it's just like maybe adorable isn't the right word, but I think it's kind of adorable how Steven is just jamming with all the cool kids, and they're also down with it. And also Buck's comment where he's like, "Oh, Steven, is that the scariest jacket you could find?" And he was like, "Yeah, totally," like so sincere about it. I thought that was really sweet.
You can't help being cute no more than I can being cool.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that was a good line. That was a good line. So I think it was like a lot of the episodes in this bomb. I think it was good and pleasant, and it was nice. And I think it was also interesting, like you were saying, Dylan, to see if the donut stops being like a set piece for us going forward or becomes something else. We'll see. But I think there's might be potential there, and interesting. It frees Sadie up to do more things, which is good.
Yeah. Steve, final Sadie Killer thoughts.
Oh, I really liked the episode. Glad though Sadie got like maybe an episode in which really wasn't that much focused on Lars. She got spotlight to herself. We had episodes in the past like Sadie saw in the same thing. But I'm just saying, they're come rare and far between. I love the song, obviously. That probably maybe what connects me to an episode. You get a great song, I'm probably gonna like the episode more than maybe I should. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with the Big Donut. I think that's a good opening for Paradox, maybe to find a home there. Especially if the Big Donut is closed down and there's no business, maybe she could live there.
Yeah, she'll live in the abandoned possible. Big Donut. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? I've seen that before. The abandoned factory stuff. People live there. I'm not sure what show. Didn't Mako and Bolin live in some place like that? Or
I'm pretty sure there's an abandoned warehouse here in Beach City that they've never used.
Yeah, and it's like right near Steven's home. Right, they're right nearby.
Yeah,
but it's great seeing like the cool kids and Steven interact, and mainly seeing Sadie and the cool kids like they're friends now. There's no doubt about that. She is comfortable with them. And I like seeing that. I don't know much more to say. But yeah, Steven is adorable, trying to be scary, which could be a little hurt us when we have to fight the diamonds. Yeah. We might need him to be actually scary, but other than that, it's not really a plot episode. Though I think it's one of the few episodes in this bomb, along with the raising a barn, that actually changed the status quo. So I give it that. Yeah. So it's thumbs up for me.
Okay. Here's my episode ranking, and then Alex, you can give yours, and then if the other two you want, you can give it too. Kevin Party 1, Raising Barn 2, Back to the Kindergarten 3, Sadie Killer 4, Gemcation 5, Dewey wins 6. Alex, go.
Back to the Kindergarten 1, Sadie Killer 2, Raising the Barn 3, Gemcation 4, Kevin Party 5, Dewey
Kevin
wins
Party
6.
5. Come on.
Yeah.
Gemcation over Kevin Party? That's not. Come on.
Oh,
Gemcation is funnier. It's got more
not.
gem
No,
jokes and and
It's got way less Kevin though. How can it be better?
Yeah, that's a bonus
No.
for me. It could be a minus for you. Well, we have different rating criteria.
Yeah, Kevin's my number one rating criteria. Yeah. Okay, Hayley.
Let me think. 2, 4, 5. Were there 6? No,
Yes,
I missed
there's
one.
6.
I was trying to write a list.
Steve, go first. Then Hayley.
okay.
Yes.
I'm about to get a drink. Okay, Kevin's Party 1.
Ooh.
Raising the Barn 2. What's the one? What's the Back to the Kindergarten 3? Sadie Killer 4. Gemcation 5. Dewey wins 6.
Okay, that's my episode rankings. Good job, Steve. That's the correct order. You got there. You got there. Hayley.
Okay, I figured it out. I think 6 is Dewey wins, 5 Vacation 1, 4 could be Sadie, 3 Raising the Barn, and then my 1 and 2 is probably Back to the Kindergarten or Kevin, depending on the mood I'm in.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. So you're outvoted, Alex, on Kevin Party.
Yeah, whatever.
They're all kind of, aside from like Dewey wins, and also I think the Vacation one too. I think the other 4 are pretty
They're all
consistent.
similar, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already going long, but this was a disappointing bomb is kind of my take, and I think we had a disappointing week of Star and a disappointing bomb. I don't know. I might take that week of Star. I'll take that week of Star over this bomb. What do you think, Alex?
I prefer this week, like Steven Universe, just because I think at least for me, my expectations weren't as high plot wise, since we all knew that after coming back there was going to be a cool down period, and this is the cool down period that I think most of us expected, and I think it did a good job in developing some character. Peridot was worked on really well. We got good Sadie action. For you Kevin fans, we did good work on him. So. And I think jokes were pretty consistent, and just all in all, what I'm looking for in Steven Universe is just to feel like really chill, get some good jokes, get plot mentions every once in a while. And like right now that we didn't get any plot, but it succeeded on the other 2 fronts. So all in all, it's doing what I expect of Steven Universe in these down periods. So I was fine with it. Whereas the Star vs. the Forces of Evil, we were expecting a little bit more on the plot side. And also we wanted more character development, which I don't think we've gotten, but we've already talked about on the Star vs. podcasts. So just all in all, I think Steven Universe was more successful in this week than Star vs. the Forces of Evil has been in their week.
Yeah, I think Steven was more similar to expectations than Star. I guess in overall quality, I'd take these Star episodes, but they both weren't. I don't think there's a standout episode among any of them this week. That's pretty disappointing to me.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this because normally I prefer Star over Steven, but I think Steven, this bomb is better than week 1 of the Starvember. But to be fair, I did expect week 2 of Starvember to be more of the bigger episodes. I'm looking forward to. So
yeah, it'll come.
Actually, that's more being complete. I see that more of a 2-week event that's not complete yet. So but I enjoyed this little mini bomb, this cooldown bomb. Sometimes I need a little cooldown. I don't mind. I don't mind having everything have to be plot all the time, but it wasn't terrible. We didn't get that much Ronaldo. Or even Onion.
We got like 1 Onion appearance, which I appreciated very much.
Yes, is that what makes a good Steven bomb? Very little Ronaldo and Onion. I think according to a lot of fans, it would be.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I did think Ronaldo thing was funny. How him spoilers, like talking about his Princess Koala thing.
Did you just say spoilers?
For Princess Koala. Yeah,
well, that's me sometimes, man. That's me. Dylan, you were like, though. It's like if I'm Ronaldo, like, and you take like.
Yeah, you're Ronaldo texting me. That's 100%. Yes, that's what that was.
Like, he's been trying to get people that cooked on the show. Just like, just imagine, just take Little Koala out and put in Little Witch Academia. That is me.
He starts spoiling Princess Koala, and Steven clearly hasn't seen it, and he just is talking about the plot arcs. And like, come on, Ronaldo. Like, what do you do? Okay.
But he's excited to see his friends watch the show and continue. I relate to that. Speaking of which, Dylan, how are you seen episode 16 yet?
No, not yet, Ronaldo. No.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I just want to say, like, in looping back to the Star thing, I do think that if we're expecting Starvember week 2 to be more plot heavy, I do also think in Steven Universe, if we have another bomb upcoming, since we have Lars of the Stars, like, at least for me, I think the logical step here is now to go back to space now that we have Steven and Connie made up and see what happens from there. So I think if you're following this pattern of like big bomb, little bomb, big bomb, little bomb, like I'm okay with that structure personally, as long as you're consistent about it. And so far we've been consistent like that for the past 3 or 4 bombs.
Well, I wonder though, will Lars and his crew, will they bump into Lapis?
Yeah.
That's a possibility, right? We can loop
Lapis, yeah.
They go all consider each other enemies because Lapis is not an off color. And Lapis could think they're from, like, Homeworld out to get her. It'd be like a war, a fight, a battle drawn here, misunderstandings. Of course, that can't happen because Steven is there because, his perspective. Though that could happen off
we'll
screen.
See. I'm interested to see what we do with Lapis. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. For reference, season 3's episodes 11 to 15, if that is our next bomb. Season 3 was Beach City Drift, Restaurant Wars, Kiki's Pizza Delivery Service, so 3 fillers, but then Monster Union Alone at Sea. So I think we still have some nonsense possible in the next bomb, but then we should be ramping up soon if we follow the past season structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not too optimistic, to be honest, but we'll.
Yeah, hopefully it happens.
Yeah, we'll see in June of next year or whatever when.
Ye of little faith.
Never know. Well, who knows? We might have some new leadership in our country.
June of next year.
What are you bringing that up?
In June? No.
I don't know, by the next time we have a new episode, it could be maybe 2021 or
you think it's going to be like 4 years? Okay.
What do you think this is, Rick and Morty?
Yeah, this isn't Rick and Morty, although, it's quite a while from this last bomb. Okay, we'll see. Over under middle of March. I'm going over, to be honest, but we'll see.
Over meaning after? Okay, I'll take before. I like January.
That's a little under 2. I'm hoping January for some selfish reasons. So hopefully then, though February would be great too because that's my birthday. So
birthday, Steven.
I go under just with the sheer hope that it comes out soon.
You're really setting yourselves up to be disappointed. Like
I know, but I also feel like they probably have an insane stockpile of episodes made up.
They probably have 15 episodes on hand. Yes,
right? They may do something over Christmas. You never know.
They could, but we believe that there will be a long delay after they exhaust those 15 episodes. More
as Peridot expressed, we should never have hope about anything.
Right. Yeah, that's me. Okay, so let us know your thoughts on Sadie Killer, Kevin Party, and this entire bomb, and whether you take the over/under on middle of March. Get your responses in now, because the longer it takes, the more you all will agree with me on the over. And you can do that overlyanimated.com. Click on the article, leave comments there, or YouTube comments. So make sure to subscribe to us wherever you're listening to not miss any future Steven Universe podcasts, and check out overlyanimated.com for second week of Star, as mentioned. Ruby, Ladybug, Mistcons, it's not stopping, and despite our 500th podcast came out today too, because we hit that. So check all that at overlyanimated.com. Chat with us. Come tell us the over-under or whatever else on Discord if you want. Overlyanimated.com/Discord for text chat. And then also consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to all of our current patrons, especially our patron of the podcast, John, a.k.a. Johnny Bravo. And thanks as always to our patron executive producers, John Ryan, Steve, Alex, and Andy. Yep, looks like just about losing my voice now, right at the end here, so it was inevitable. But marathon 4 podcast day bomb complete. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you listen to all 4, especially on this one day, please consider giving us at least like an iTunes review or something. That would help out a lot. Overlyanimated.com/iTunes. But yeah, we did it. Yay! Right, so
Yay!
Steven was back, and now it's gone again in the span of one day. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Yep. A little blip, and then the timer begins
Yep.
again.
See you guys in July for more Steven.
Right. Bye.
Okay, yeah.
Back to the hiatus with you here.
Yeah, back to the hiatus. Talk to you. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.